Good morning, everyone. Future feature film director, the Rookie Critic here. And today, I've got a little story to share with you. You see, next to me is a couple of tomato plants. 2 tomato plants on the edge of my porch, where they basically should not be at all. And just so you know, I did not plant them myself, and I did not have anybody else plant them. So, how'd that happen? Well, it goes back to a couple of years ago when Captain Marvel and Brie Larson were doing some funky stuff with Rotten Tomatoes. Just like, they're removing the audience review score off their site. And Rotten Tomatoes just seemed to be doing a couple of odd things on their website. So I thought it would be kind of funny to make a little tomato skit of some kind and have that be shown, basically. So I did. I went and made a couple of tomato stop-motion videos with real tomatoes, and have put other people's audio over it, and it was a funny little video. And at the end of each video, the main kicker would be that I would destroy them. I would wipe them all out. I would crush them, squish them, drown them, in many different ways, skew them, and that would be the end of it, pretty much. But then I kept on making more for some reason. There's always more ideas that came to my head, and people were enjoying the tomato stuff, so I decided to make it more of a little series and give the tomatoes more of a personality. So they'd actually have like some type of character stuff, and it'd be a little more traumatic when they all get slaughtered because I give them little cute voices and little identities, and it was a fun little thing, basically. But then I did my last tomato one last year, called the Tomato Wars, which, not that many people saw, but that's okay. I think that was my best work, but at the end of it, I did squish some tomatoes like I usually do, and I usually just sweep the seeds off to the side here. I just, squish the tomatoes and sweep the remains off here that I can't scoop up, that are difficult to do, and I just scoop them off to the side. And my mom usually will do a lot of roundup over the year to make sure we don't get a bunch of weeds growing out of the edge of the porch or in the patio. But regardless of that, these babies came through. They actually grew. Look at these. Look at them now. They are getting big. My aunt has tried to grow tomatoes officially for a while, and they're difficult to grow, apparently, depending on what you gotta do, how much attention and care you gotta get to them. We've only given it water and put little stick things in there so they don't fall over. Other than that, we haven't done anything to help grow these tomatoes. So what makes that so fascinating is that, the concept is like, oh yeah, so I killed the tomatoes and they're all dead, basically, and I destroyed the tomatoes, and yet they managed to grow unplanned. And look at them now. These tomatoes I'm holding in my hand were picked from this puppy right here. These were the only red tomatoes so far on there. The rest are getting close to turning red on some of these sections on this plant. I'll probably show you some more footage of the plant so you can get a better look at what I'm talking about here. But yeah, they actually grew real tomatoes. So if we're talking story-wise with the whole I squish them and kill them and whatever events were going on with the story, and then now they've literally grown back. That is just, I don't know, something about that is fantastic to me. It's like some type of storytelling that you just didn't plan for. Everybody's like, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, and they're zombie tomatoes now. When I thought they were extinct, they have been reborn and come back, and now they are in like 3 dozen right now. I think there's about 5 tomatoes on each vine thing that's going on. So yeah, there's quite a few, and then there's some new ones that are coming in that are very tiny at the moment, and there's ones that are still about mid-size. But I mean, I just find that incredible. And I would buy tomatoes to use for the projects at the store on the vines usually, and then I'd sometimes use hothouse tomatoes, but these were the vine ones, of course. But it's just interesting here, because they're growing right here. I don't think that they'll last, because the dirt is like solid hard. It's not dirt that you would want to plant tomatoes in, I would think. I'm not a huge, I don't know that much about planting stuff, but I mean, I would think that it's just right by the crack. Like, there's not a whole bunch of room. It's right by the crack on the edge. It's hard soil, and these suckers are growing strong. This little one over here has tipped over at least once or twice, but nothing too bad. This one's getting close because the vine is getting, the little vine of tomatoes are getting quite heavy on the higher branch, but I don't know, I feel like they will be tipping over sometime soon, so I just wanted to share this little thing with you guys because it's just such a bizarre turn of events of stories. This is something you could probably eat right here, or I could splat myself, make other stuff with, but I'm not ready at the moment to make more stop motion, so I will plan to do at least one more tomato thing in the future just because of how miraculous this was, and I've already filmed the plants, so the tomato plants right here, so I will, there's even more little ones coming out right here, I didn't even see these, and I will make another stop motion in the future, but I just don't know exactly when, because they are very time consuming, and I'm on vacation right now, but I will return to work very soon, so we'll see, be on the lookout for it, and have a great rest of your day.